morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's right at 1100 hours, so we're going to go kick this off. So good morning to the February CLIF.
Good morning, ma'am. How you doing?
Outstanding.
False motivation is always better than motivation.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Where's Alan? There it is. It's the operator. My bad. All right, sir. Get it over to you for some opening comments.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks again for being here. Thanks to all the units. I see our units here, so thanks for being here and being a part of this, help making our community better. We are being live streamed, so we got the live stream going on. If you're not able to be here, please pass to your folks that is available. So some current events. Last month we talked a little bit about increased vigilance, sports protection posture. So, in that vein, yesterday we exercised our reaction force. We do that regularly. You just normally probably don't know about it or don't see it. But wanted to give some kudos to 12th Cab. And we exercised the reaction force yesterday after the windstorms that blew through. I guess that was Monday night. We used them to exercise their alert and using them, and they checked fence lines in and around Ansbach to make sure we didn't have any trees down on fences. Check found okay, and we got to exercise the reaction force. Thanks also to 5-4. They've done it twice previously, and so that helps increase the security and the safety of our community. So I appreciate our units for participating there. Last Thursday, I appeared before the Ansbach City Council, and we talked about the PFAS at Colorado Airfield. This has kind of been an ongoing thing since I've been here anyway, but especially in the last 6 months, it's gotten a lot of attention locally in the media. So I thought the engagement went really well. I enjoyed the interaction with the city council and the city council members and the mayor. So I just wanted to let you know, if you read the local papers, I don't think it always reads as well as how I thought the engagement went, but it was a good dialogue with the mayor and the city council.
Thank you, sir. Moving over to our Volunteer of the Month. This month, we would like to recognize the 13 BOSS volunteers. What we have today, or who we have today, for those representatives, is Private Morgan. Can you, if you're here, please stand. Specialist Duran and Sergeant Villanueva. These are just part of our BOSS team. They supported our very successful Super Bowl event with over 275 participants between here and Illisan. It was actually 296. These individuals did a superb job organizing the PlayStation tournament, shuttle service, and even contributed their funds for some yummy food for this event. This event was top-notch and could not have been so successful without you and your volunteers. So we would like to thank you guys.
So to everyone in here, I know we're recognizing the soldiers within the BOSS program, but this was a collaborative effort between BOSS and NWR. And the whole intent was to establish a venue where everyone within the community and all the soldiers can enjoy the Super Bowl, indulge in some adult beverages in a controlled environment, and that's exactly what happened. So DFNWR, thank you all for your support, and BOSS, good job.
All right, here's our agenda for this month. Here's our calendar highlights. I'm not going to read them over to you. However, I do want to make one note. On 4 March, it will be our CLIF here in the von Steuben, but it will be housing focused. So just take that note back to your guys' units and make sure the spouses know that too.
Rob.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we wanted to take advantage of the opportunity that we have monthly to have all the folks here and the live stream going on. So the March, when we say housing focus, think Housing Town Hall, and we will provide some other community information, but we're going to focus mostly on Housing Town Hall kind of issues, that quarterly town hall that we did.
All right, thank you, sir. Moving over to DES.
I guess I'll be close to this. Good morning, everybody. My name is Pete Kling. I'm the Deputy Director of Directorate of Emergency Services. I want to talk to you real quick about the VHIC, the Veterans Health ID card. You may say, why am I talking about it in DES? Because this is three-pronged, and one of those issues that we have in particular overseas is a direct impact on DES, and that's access control. So in the interest of time, I made this one slide up talking about the circle of what you have to go through if that applies to you or somebody you know, a friend, a relative, or acquaintance. It starts out with, on the top left-hand corner, you have to have one of those ID cards. That's important because you can get that ID card only in the United States at a VA hospital. So nobody here in Europe right now can issue that card. You have to have one. And then, on top of that, it has to say a former POW, Purple Heart, what's the other one? So Medal of Honor and a service-connected disability. Either one of those four, if you have all four, you've had a tough going. Either one of those four needs to be on there for you to have that new privilege, and that's basically going shopping in the PX. But we're here in the States. So if you have the card on the left with the proper identification, you want to utilize the PX and the commissary, then you have to go and go through that process. You must have certain forms and requirements that you got to fill out, and then go to the access control point at Karabakh to get the process started. How the process looks is identified in the follow-on slides. There's 5 more, but they're hidden in the interest of time again. So this will be sent out after, and in that you will get, okay, I need to go here on that URL and download this form, fill it out, etc., etc. I made it and I proved it. We've had veterans that called in, and we've talked them through the process based on this, so I know it works. So you've got all this. Now we come to the next part, and that's customs. Because we're in Germany, right? DOD, VA, great things. In the States, they don't have the issues. They're more in charge of what they can and cannot authorize. We're here on host nation property, right? So we have to go with the U.S. Customs, and they in turn go with the German Customs. So it sounds great that we can go to the PX, but guess what? You have to still pay the customs there or the tax. You have to go to the German Customs office, get a card, and then pay your income, the Mehrwertsteuer, at that Zollamt, that German customs place. You go through all this, you eventually get the access card. It's good for, and there's 2 things. Customs says annually, we say every 2 years, so it's best to just do it all at once a year. You go and renew that process and go through that cycle again, okay? With that access card passed, you can go now on post, we'll let you in, that's the access control piece. The PX knows all about it, and you can go shopping. Once a month, you take all your receipts, go to the Zollamt, pay your tax at the Zollamt, and you're good to go. If you have any questions, you really can't wait to get all the information that's on the follow-on slides. I made a handful of copies. You can get them from me afterwards. But this basically explains that new identity, that new privilege, if you will, to a select few that are not retired, but fall under the category, mainly the service-connected. Another note, User Customs says there were 19 as of last week that applied for that. 11 came through USAG Ansbach. So for some reason, everybody notices that Franconia is the place to be. It's the best hometown in Franconia.
That's exactly why, because we're the best hometown.
There you go. If there's no more questions, again, we're short of time. I think I fulfilled the requirement of being short.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Kumkesh.
Good afternoon, sir, team. So I just want to get up here and do a few slides. I'll be as short as well as I can. I think I have public health here that's going to talk a little bit about the coronavirus as well. I just want to make sure that everybody's aware there are flu cases that are going around here. We have diagnosed some flu cases. So with the coronavirus that's going on in China and starting to spread a little bit, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that they're keeping their hands washed frequently. They're not touching their eyes, their nose, and their mouth. They're keeping their cough under control, covering that. And if you are sick, please stay home and make sure that you are not spreading either the flu or anything else that is out there, even the common cold, because we want to make sure that everybody stays nice and healthy. All right, we are still doing the flu shots. Now, there have been reported flu cases, and there may be some flu strains out there that do flu shots. We not covering, but I still have to recommend that you do get the flu shot because it does cover you for those other strains. So it may not protect you from all of them, but it will protect you from some of them. We have our detachment sergeant, Sergeant Cook, he's going to be leaving, so we have Sergeant Cromer that's going to be taking over. Just want everybody to be aware, so if there's any coordination through the clinic there, you are contacting Sergeant Cromer instead of Sergeant Cook because he's going to be outside the door. We also have a new provider in, Mr. Jarvis. He's going to be in our behavioral health section. He's taken over Mrs. Condon's spot. She dealt with some of those children, so he'll be sort of taking over that services as well. Not on here, we have our optometrist that is in town as well, that just came in. I think he's on board seeing patients right now, so he is open for anybody to see them, so whether it's family members or people that aren't actually enrolled into the clinic. All right, any questions on that? Okay. Next slide. All right, so in December I put out that we were going to start enrolling other patients that are in our Space A+ program, and so I was told I needed to put a hold on that. So I have a couple applications that was in there, and so right now I am putting that on hold. I know I have those applications, so if I do get to go ahead and do that, which I'm going to try and push for, I will contact those individuals and see if we can get them set up for that. But I did want to go over our Space Aid program, which basically lets you know what you can have in there, even though you're not enrolled into the clinic. So if you are a TRICARE, you're able to get TRICARE, whether you're TRICARE Plus enrolled or not. We have all of the services that are open to you, so you can go in there and be seen, except for primary care, routine care. Okay, so what we like to do is make sure that everybody has a PCM, so they can make sure that all of their care is coordinated and they get good care. So we will see acute care for the patients. Anybody that comes in for acute illnesses, we will do that. We have behavioral health available to you, physical therapy, optometry is available to you, and pharmacy as well. Now, pharmacy, if you get a prescription off post and it's by one of the providers that is recognized by the DoD system and it's written in the American form, you can bring that into the pharmacy and they will fill that for you. Okay, so we have that available for you as well. And other than that, that is all I have. Do I have any questions? That will be public health slide, correct?
Yes, so if you'll indulge us for a minute. I'm Major Johnston. I work for preventive medicine. I'm the Chief of Public Health Nursing up at BMEDAC in Vilsack. And our Chief of PM, Colonel Allison, was supposed to be down here, but he got tagged to do one of these somewhere else. So, tag you're it, here I am. So we just want to give you a few seconds on the coronavirus. So this is not something we've seen before. That's what the word novel is for, right? It's called nCoV. That's for the new coronavirus. That's what the initials stand for. So as of right now, there are, I think I have 12 cases in Germany. There's 12 cases in Germany. And the majority of them are in China. So yes, on the news, they're sending Americans back from China and they're putting them in quarantine. Yeah, true. Do we have to do that for every single person? No. China is a humongous country. This is a focused virus in a certain region of China. Those Americans came from that certain region in China. So yes, America's going to put them on 14 days, keeping them by themselves until we see if they have any symptoms. We don't do that over here because this is not our country and we do not do that. Germany doesn't treat people like we do the same way. However, a virus is a virus is a virus, right? The coronavirus has different looks to it. The common cold is a coronavirus. So when you hear some crazy headline or somebody on the web page up in Vilsack that said, we have coronavirus, positive coronavirus. Well, yes, because the common cold is out there, because it's influenza season. It is not nCoV. Okay? So we can put that to rest. Next one, please. So, nCoV, standard virus, just like 10,000 other ones. Wash your hands. Sneeze into your elbow. Go to the bathroom, wash your hands. Don't come out, sneeze in your hand, and shake somebody's hand. Don't spit on your hand and then grab the doorknob because you think it's funny. Wash your hands, sneeze into your sleeve, do everything that you've been told since you were 2 years old. Do that. And that is the best way to not pass the virus or get it. Okay? It's simple. Everybody knows what to do. Routine. We're not doing anything special. It's a virus. It runs its course. Don't look up Dr. Google. Don't listen to the spouse's page in Vilsec on Facebook. You have a question, pick up the phone and call Preventive Medicine at BMEDAC, Medac Bavaria. We're the ones who oversee all these clinics, right? Colonel Cash runs his clinic. His boss is my boss up in Vilsec. You have a question, call us. If you have a computer and you have a question, cdc.gov. 6 letters. That's it. They are the professionals. They are the ones that tell us what to do. When we give you information, I get it from the CDC. The colonels at launch school, the PM guys up there, infectious disease, when they put out information, they get it from the CDC. Stay off Google. Stay off Facebook. Go to cdc.gov. They are the professionals. That's what they get paid for. That's where the correct information is going to come from. I can't stress that enough. Okay? I think that's it.
That is it.
Okay. Questions? We are on this. Okay? We are on telephone conversations back in the States and over here with our superiors every single day. We have the latest numbers. We have the latest information on what to do. I have an infection prevention and consultant who is a master's in public health, just like the rest of us, and his profession is infection. He sits right across the hall from me. We are all on this. Okay? Make everybody feel better. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. DPW.
Hey, good morning. I am Chris Benson, Director of Public Works. We have a beaver problem. Many of you may have seen that. Not as widespread as the coronavirus, but as you go into Erlas, you might see some of those trees that are down. It's not due to the windstorms or anything like that. It's due to a single beaver, actually a family. Beavers are protected under German law, so there's nothing that we can really do about that. Somewhat, Fred, I see you're the German law, right? You want to take care of that beaver. But in any case, protect the species. So there's not much we can do about it other than let him live his life, and hopefully at some point they will move on to another place that has more trees or more food for them. But that's what we're doing with the beavers. Next slide, please. The other issue we have, wildlife, is rabbits. We've been talking about this for a long time. This is not necessarily a new slide, but the point is that we do have a plan. In fact, today we're meeting with the Forstmeister to go over the plan for this upcoming year. Basically 2 seasons in which we can deal with the population, and that is in the spring and in the fall. And that's what we're going to talk about with the Forstmeister today. In any case, these slides are going to be available. I'm not going to read the slides. Next slide, please. Okay, this is not a new slide either. The main point here is that we've already demolished some of the playgrounds that were unsafe, and we will begin this spring with the either construction or repair of those playgrounds. Next slide, please. This is new. On Friday, 7th of February, we're going to kick off a new training course on self-help. So self-help will be closed from, or offer the classes from 10 to 11. Times are there, locations are there, and this will be every Friday that we'll have that. we hope there's good participation. We hope that it can help alleviate some of the issues, self-help type issues, or those issues that, you can do with the supplies or materials you can get from self-help. They'll teach you some little tricks of the trade, I guess, on how to fix certain things yourself, as opposed to calling DPW. You might have to wait due to scheduling and priorities. You might have to wait a little while. You can go straight to self-help and take care of some of the minor problems yourself.
Hey, Chris. Hey, to the mission units, I would definitely encourage your soldiers from the barracks to attend that class, because that could help expedite the process with the the work orders.
Next slide, please. Okay, many of you might be aware at the shopette, the Express on Cotterbach here, the stairs are kind of falling apart. When we started looking at that, we also looked under the building, and there's some structural problems with the actual platform right next to those stairs. So we're aware of the issue. We have to contract it. The weather has to get good, those types of things. But in the meantime, please use the entry on the right-hand side.
Chris, is there a ramp as well on the right side?
There is not a ramp on the right side.
How does a wheelchair get up?
Yeah, on the far end. Oh, is it further over here? Yeah, okay, over here you can go up? Okay, yeah. I've been here for so many years, I don't really recall. Okay. Thank you. Next slide. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Sergeant Cruz.
Good morning. Sergeant Cruz, Highlands-Hill. There's been an op board that's just went out. This is concerning the family housing with storage areas. The storage areas are going to be maintained a lot better. They're going to be throwing out everything that's bulky items that do not belong there. If you guys do have items that belong to you that is there and you do not want them to be thrown away, please secure them properly. Your building coordinators will be getting with you guys to get that fixed. Bulk pickup, the next bulk pickup will be on March 4th. And dogs on balconies. So we've been getting issues with complaints that dogs are being on balconies, being a nuisance. Simply put, dogs can't be left on the balcony for an extended amount of time, nor can they be left there to relieve themselves. Police calling cigarettes around family housing as well. There's been people who have been smoking on their balconies and flicking their cigarette butts on the floor or over the balcony. This needs to stop happening. Can you please just pick up your cigarette butts and actually throw away of them properly? I see someone fixed my slide, but I had the building coordinators meeting. I had the wrong date, but the next building coordinator meeting is going to be on the 26th of February at 1300 at the Swiderski Theater. Everyone is invited. We did have our first spouse that showed up, Maria. Thank you for showing up. Again, everyone is invited. Is there any questions at all?
Okay, I thought I had one more slide. Here it is. So, yeah, we just had a couple planning charrettes for those that are not listed on. Well, let's see. Yeah. So we had a couple planning charrettes in January for the air traffic control tower here on Cotterbach that needs to be replaced. So that's good news. And then prior to that, we had a planning charrette for a youth center, new youth center for our youth, for our teenagers in particular, for a new facility. In any case, the one that's listed for February has just recently been postponed. That will be funded by region, Income Europe region. So that's a bonus to us. We think it's going to be good. However, they just have scheduling. But the point to all this is that everyone is invited. The communities are invited to this because it helps to get that collaborative effort to understand some of the issues or some of the things that the community needs or wants within the facility. Now, we also have standards that we have to abide by, of course. And that's the driving force, but it's also good to get input from the community. So the next big community-wide event that we have is the Real Property Planning Board. Generally, every organization is invited to that. It's a great opportunity to talk about infrastructure and what the plans are for the future with infrastructure and how to support all our community or all our tenants and stakeholders on post. And then finally, in May, we have a real property vision plan update and transportation study. I'll talk about the transportation study in particular. That's taking a look at parking. It's taking a look at our roadways. It's taking a look at pathways. So it's not just the streets, but it's also the bike paths and the walking paths and things of that nature. and how we communicate and how we travel, and trying to maybe improve our circuits, our paths, and how we get from point A to point B. Talks about, you know, bus routes, maybe our bus stops in the right location. And that's what that transportation study will do. Take a look at the traffic flow, things of that nature.
Hey, Chris, would that be a good platform to talk about the sidewalks on RLS?
Yeah, that's part of it, absolutely. Yep. So we do have a plan for sidewalks on RLS. Those plans will be incorporated into this transportation study as well, as part of our area development plans as well. So a lot of different products that we have within master planning that kind of augment and support each other. So everyone's invited. I don't know, not everyone here will get an invitation per se, but our point of contact is on the bottom. Well, not Sergeant Cruz, I'm sorry, is Kate Sifstar and our master planning, or you can call me directly and we'll get that information if you're interested in attending.
Chris, we'll update the POC before we send the slides out Friday.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, CFMWR. Mr. Alley, there was very strong, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll try next time.
Good morning. You all look magnificent. Sir, don't they look magnificent? They should give themselves a round of applause.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So, you get it. Top 10 slide for the month. My name is Dan Riley, by the way. I'm the Chief of Family at MWR. If something goes wrong in MWR, I'm the person you should blame. It's probably my fault. And that's my phone number at the bottom. If you want to tell me what went wrong, you give me a call. If you want to tell me what went right, you can give me a call. Or you can hit me up after the meeting and share a thought with me. I'm briefing the top 10 for family and MWR programs this month. I'm going to hit a couple of highlights here. In April, on the 22nd of April, Army Community Service will host their annual Community Volunteer Recognition Ceremony. You'll hear more about the date, the time, the location. But what I want you to know is by the 6th of March, if you are a volunteer or a supervisor of a volunteer, your hours must be recorded in the VMIS system, the Volunteer Management Information System, run through ACS. They have to be recorded in the system by 6 March to get credit for recognition in this year's ceremony. Okay? Very important. Give ACS a call if you need help with that, all right? I want to talk about youth spring sports registration that opened on the 1st of February. Come on and get your kids signed up as soon as possible so we can do the best job we can in setting up teams and planning and getting the season started. We have t-ball, we have coach pitch baseball, softball, track and field, bowling. Come on out and get your kids engaged in youth sports. A couple of outdoor rec ski trips coming up this month. We have 5 ski trips planned this season. You also see we have a sightseeing trip to the Czech Republic. In the next 3 months, we have a lot more as the ski season sort of dwindles down. We have a lot more sightseeing trips planned. In the next 3 months, we'll go to Italy for ceramic shopping and sightseeing. We'll go see tulips in Holland. We're going to go to France. We're going to Austria. A lot of great trips going on. It's a great time to get out and see Europe with your outdoor rec. We have, there are 20 more slides that will go out with this slideshow. If you need information on any of our programs, you can go to those 2 hyperlinks. The first hyperlink is our main website, and that has all the program information and contact information for MWR activities. Slide, please. I want to tell you about 2 things. Unit funds. We have as you know, MWR has a pot of money that we manage for the community. These are called NAF, non-appropriated fund dollars, or we call them soldier dollars sometimes. Some of those soldier dollars we take and we give back directly to units to host morale activities for the units. It can be unit parties, it can be a day at the bowling center, it can be a trip arranged throughout the rec. We set aside an amount to be distributed at the company level to to units based on size. The dollar amount, a larger unit gets a smaller dollar amount. A smaller unit gets a larger dollar amount. It ranges between $6 and $10 per soldier. This program is managed by the staff in this building upstairs in the financial management division. Ms. Michelle Myers, her contact information is there, can help you set up a unit fund coordinator and distribute funds to your unit for all sorts of good unit funding. Sorry. Next slide, please. Finally, this is home-based businesses are entrepreneurial activities. Businesses run on government installations based in government quarters. If you are a business person and you would like to operate a business, maybe it's photography or dance, or you're going to do some help people with their taxes. If you're going to do any sort of traditional service-based business, you're living in quarters, you have to register your business and receive approval to operate out of the quarters. At ACS, we help you do this. Mr. Tyrone Daniels at ACS, his phone number is right there. He will help walk you through the process of registering your home-based business. If you have a home-based business approved in this community, you probably worked with someone from the Director of Human Resources. ACS is the new point of contact, so whoever you went to at DHR, please come and see Tyrone for any help setting up your business. Are there any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Gail?
Hi, I'm Danny Johnson, the Director of Public Affairs, and I want to talk to you about our outreach contact. If you want to learn more about German culture, get involved with them, you can, it's an opportunity to learn about Germany and understand the culture alongside Germans and citizens. They meet twice a month, their first and third Tuesday of the month. The next meeting is 18 February at 7 p.m. or 1900 at the Cafe Linda in Heredia. So it's a good opportunity to get involved in the community and to learn a little bit more about the culture. And if you need information of what's going on in Ansbach and everything, this is where you go to. And if you have any events or know anything that's going on or someone who has done something significant, let us know. We always are looking for ways to highlight our own and that, so anything that we can do, we will, to the best of our ability, get the word out. Well, I forgot I had put most of these in here. So road conditions, it's still winter. The website not only has information on each of the directorates, but they will have the road conditions and weather updates also. Next slide, I got one more. And also our Facebook. Follow our Facebook page. We put out information daily that is useful to the community members and everything. So if you have any questions, get a hold of me, Danny Johnson. Danita J. Johnson on Global, but Danny Johnson or the Public Affairs address.
Oh, you got one more, man.
Oh, I hit that one, I thought.
Surprise.
That's hidden. You don't see it, but we can do media training as well as social media training for the units and organizations who want social media training as well as regular media training.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Ed Center.
I'm sorry, ma'am, sir. Well, anyone who follows me do not walk directly. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Glenn McMahon. I'm your Education Services Officer. Every month we hold an information session in the Education Center. I normally serve coffee and cookies and stuff like that. Haven't had a whole lot of people come to those. So we thought in February we'd try to have a little fun with it. So we're having a Mardi Gras themed open house informational session. We're going to have gumbo, we have beads, we have funny decorations, we have masks. So come and see us on the 25th at 11:30 in the Education Center. Any soldiers who can't make it, go back to your units. If you want us, the Education Center, to come out to your units and give a presentation, we're always happy to do that. I'm not bringing gumbo, but I will be happy to come out to your unit anytime. Any questions? Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Biondo.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Mike Biondo, Director of Human Resources. And unfortunately, our passport office still cannot issue our passports, but our agent just returned from CONUS to go to the Department of State training, and all we're waiting for now is the Department of State to process her paperwork and issue her an agent ID, so we're hoping in the next week or two we'll be up and running. So we appreciate all your patience, continued patience, and we apologize, of course. And there'll be a local course, passport course, that's coming to Germany in March, and we're sending 3 other personnel in DHR, so we'll hopefully never have a situation with one person deep. We appreciate your continued support. And there's a note on there, I just got an email an hour ago about SOFA cards. There was a new requirement, only the passport agent could process SOFA cards. So that was a real change for us. We had a gentleman coming down from Vilsack, thanks to our community team partners there, that was helping us every Wednesday to issue SOFA cards. But we got permission today, this morning, to allow our passport agent that did go to the class to issue SOFA cards. So I'll make the update before Friday today. That'll go on Friday's slide that Monday through Friday, we can at least process SOFA cards. If you need an emergency passport, of course, Bavaria is still helping us. Pending any questions, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. So just want to give a notice for a special SHARP event, 19 March at the Stowski Theater. Point of contact is Mr. Chandler, and those times for that event is listed below. Next up is Safety Bob.
Morning, sir. Major. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me back there? All right. Hey, didn't have anything very significant to put out this month, so I just thought I'd talk about a general topic regarding safety. Last month, I sent out a DD 2272, and basically, that's just a form that tells everybody who runs the safety program that pertains to the Garrison. Okay, so this is required by DOD to be posted in every federal workplace. Okay, so, and this kind of leads me into what I want to talk about as far as safety. Safety starts with ownership. All right, I get a lot of calls in the office, and that's good. If you have issues, please call me. But it starts with ownership, department level ownership. So if you have an issue, safety issue, the first place to start with is your supervisor. A lot of times, some of the things that come up can be handled internally through a work order or maybe training or something internally, all right? And if you ever need help with that, please let me know. So not everything, is a direct call up to the safety office. But if you have not posted this form, and it looks like, you can't see it too well, but it looks like this, okay? And it's got my name. It's also got the new occupational health nurse. That individual arrived a couple weeks ago. His name is Matthew Cummins. His name and his phone number is on that form too. I know some people want to get their work physicals going, and so now there's somebody locally here that can help with that. Okay, and it's got my name on there, and it's got the POC from our MCOM-E, Regional Safety Director, and then the one above him back, MCOM back in the States. So it kind of lists the hierarchy of our safety program. Okay. One last thing, the public service announcement. Just want to remind everybody that even though the installations we work on and live on aren't as big as like Fort Hood or JBLM, they're still military bases. They're military installations. And so we should expect, like in the mornings, around 6 or 7, that we're going to have green suiters. We're going to have soldiers out there doing PT, rough marching or running and stuff like that. And so I've kind of went around the area and looked and see if we have signs posted. And we do have signs posted. Sometimes they're more relevant than not as relevant as I think they need to be. Sometimes they're kind of small, or sometimes they're mixed up with other information. They're competing for your attention. But as a general rule, on military installations, you should go 15 kilometers per hour or 15 kilometers or 10 miles per hour when you're passing troops, okay? And just want to tell everybody, expect them out in the morning. All right, they're going to be soldiers rough marching in formation or running. All right, sometimes I saw a unit this morning that was out there in civilian workout clothes, and so they didn't have PT belts or anything, and I guess they let them do that. So be aware, it's not always, they don't always have the bright belts and flashlights going on, all right? So that's all I've got to share. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right,
All
thanks a
right.
lot.
Thank you so much, Safety Bob. All right, the next few slides are from Chaplain Phillips. He's out doing God's services. So I'll just touch over them briefly. So here's one. Give you a second to read that one about Lent. Here's another event, Ash Wednesday. Give you a second. All right. Some guest speakers are coming. Give you 2 seconds. Again, all these, if you have information, please contact the religious support specialists or Chaplain Phillips. And the last one, I'll just briefly touch on this. So the Cotterbach Chapel is getting a makeover. So on April 27th, religious activities are going to be located in these 3 locations or new buildings. So just make sure you don't go to the chapel on that day. And then also on May 4th, the actual Cotterbach Chapel will begin renovations. It's going to take roughly 12 months, but maybe God will make it sooner. Up next is the legal assistant.
Good morning. I'm Virginia Claire Nest with Ansbach Legal Assistance, here to talk to you today about taxes and how to file them, especially over here in Europe. We will not be doing a tax center this year, so therefore we have to rely either on online filing or if you really need in-person, H&R Block at Graf, Vilsec, or I think Bomberg. There's one on and off post at Vilsec as well, for those who may or may not have ID card holders. But for those people who can file online, which is what I would recommend, there are several different options. If you make under $66,000, you can file online free with the IRS. If you are active duty, what I would recommend, or a newly retired retiree, or spouse or dependent of an active duty member, I would recommend going to Military One Source Mill Tax. You use H&R Block software, and they have specialists who can provide online support and help. It is a great resource for our active duty guys. There are also some commercial tax assistants, both TaxSlayer and TurboTax, which offer free to discounted rates for active duty military members. For retirees, what I would recommend, can we go to the next slide?
Yes.
So for retirees, what I have found, kind of depending on their level of expertise with a computer, H&R Block is always a possibility, or what we have found to be successful is we can do powers of attorney in the legal office, have them grant a child, someone back in the States the power of attorney to file their taxes back in the States. That has kind of been a way to help those who maybe are not great with computers or have not done their taxes themselves before. What you will need to file your taxes, the 2 biggest things are your current year's W-2 and last year's tax return. Unless you've had a major change, those would be the 2 kind of guiding documents. Some other things to consider are listed here. Make sure you bring all your 1099s and any of the additional information. Everyone is kind of different, obviously, so if you have any specific questions, the Legal Assistance Office is always willing to help with specific income tax questions, but again, we won't be filing taxes this year, so it can be kind of difficult to bring us the specific question you have, but we will try to help in any way we can, and can always do powers of attorney. If you have someone back in the States who can file your taxes for you. So, any questions? The joys of taxes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Carrie? For the exchange?
Morning, everybody. There's a total on the agency chief for the exchange and also the main store manager. We have a few things going on in 2020. The first one is we're going to have an assortment change. We have obviously changes in our BFIT, but first I'd like to talk about the PX. So for the PX, we're bringing in some new categories. We have projection in. We will be getting routers and other items in. They're going to go through and basically go through each category, compare it to the demographic, and align the PX. So you should see a lot of things that make a little bit more sense that are catering towards our community. In regards to Be Fit, we are changing certain things. We're going to have more healthy foods, healthy army, strong army, also for the Air Force. So you see here for Popeyes, we have more than 20 items with less than 350 calories. We also have certified vegetarian foods at Taco Bell, and we are actively seeking other healthy food options for the community. Of course, we do carry the fresh food at the Express. The Express now also has soup. We do have online nutritional guides, so you can go online, look at what you're actually consuming or what your family is eating, and of course, you have these healthy options that will pop up that will give you the calories and other information. So, pending any questions, that's all I got.
All right, thank you, sir. DECA is not here, so I'm going to go through their slides real quick. That was quick. Ms. Pam Storm.
I just wanted to put this out to all the parents. There's a parent university at the Ansbach Elementary School provided by our their Ansbach, and she's here today. So if you have any questions specifically about it, but it'll be Friday from 8:30 to 10:30, and they're just talking about different things that you can do with the families and things that they're facing at school and in the community.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, our RFC.
Hello. Most of the things I have to say are on the slide. We're now open 4 days a week, as I said last time. We actually have had 23 people, interviews come by our office. We've assisted people. We've gone out and done outreach to 2 people that are working on independence indemnity claims through the VA. And part of our duties is when a veteran, a retiree, passes away, we go to their funeral. And something that I don't think people hear enough about is 12th CAP provides an honor guard for that. I used to be the first sergeant of 554 MT company at Yukon headquarters, Hatch Barracks. We supplied the Yukon honor guard. I know what a good honor guard looks like. When I first saw these guys, I was so impressed with them. These people really make you proud to have been a veteran. When you go to their last flights and their last home. 12 CAP deserves all the credit and all the gratitude and everything you give them. They're very good about that. We work for Martina Broom. She's the coordinator for the Welcome Center. And she's also one of her extra duties, she's a retired services officer, which can become very overwhelming. We try to assist her on that. And we're all volunteers through the ACS from Tina McBride. So we work with that. And, another job I have is I'm vice president of the Ansbach German American Wander Club. In March, the second weekend of March, we always have our Wander Tag, Volksmarch. You get to pay €3 for the privilege of walking 5, 10, or 20 kilometers. They have rest stops along the way. We can buy refreshments, and we have a start hall where you can get a lot of food afterwards, food and refreshments, good film stuff. It's at Mercedes dealership in Elbersdorf. And again, it's the 7th and 8th of March. And the sergeant major always shows up there. Want to make sure he has respected so he doesn't forget it this year.
The drug stuff, might be. All right, thank you so much, sir. Going over to the, who do we have? American Legion. Went to a blank.
Okay, good morning. Direct your attention to the 22 February event. That's on the highlight schedule. Our contestant, our champion for our middle high school, general TC student who is a senior is Selena Liptrup. So if you're free, go on over there. She'll be competing at the next higher level, which is at the department level. If she should progress further, she will go to the national level, and she will be flown back to the U.S. to represent us. All the other major events there we are hosting. One of them is the Department of France Post Service Officer Basic Course, and also the Department of France Convention. That's open. The convention is open to the public. If you have time coming over, sir, we'll get on your calendar. If you have time, we'll like for you to participate if there's guest speakers. Subject to your question, that's all I have.
Thank you. Moving over to the VFW. There is a meeting today.
There is a meeting.
Yep. I hope I know.
All right, my name is Dwight Johnson. I'm the commander of the Ansbach post here in Ansbach. We meet underneath the dining facility at 6 o'clock. Matter of fact, we're meeting tonight. You're going to be there, right?
I'll check my calendar.
Okay. All right. As you can see on the flyer, slide up there, only thing we have going on right now is for the month of February, we have the President's Day Membership Marathon. All right? What that's about is we lower the, what can I say? How can I say this? Instead of you paying $400 because of your age, you're paying $200 for membership now for the month of February. Okay? So, on this. Lifetime membership, right, lifetime membership. Okay? Anything else? Basically, is basically the same. Yeah, that's basically it's all. It's going on in the month of February right now. Any questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. The American Red Cross?
Hey everyone, thank you, Nancy. Okay, you guys asked for it, we got it. The blood drive is coming, it's official, March 17th. But I'm going to need a lot of help to get it off the ground. We haven't had it since 2016. They're taking a risk. They say we're too small to host it. We don't have enough members that'll show up. So I would really love to prove them wrong, but I need the whole community to do so. So there'll be tables for free sign-up. We're going to be doing them every single week. This is between the Red Cross and the Dental Clinic help sponsor this. So we'll be tag teaming to keep the tables going, and I'll also be posting the link for your appointment sign-ups on the Facebook page. So the nice thing is, if you get an appointment and we know that as greens leaders, you might get stuck in a meeting, you got to slide left or slide right a little bit. The whole point is that with an appointment, you skip the line. So if you grab an appointment time and you can't make it because of whatever reason, you just absolutely jump right in line. So make sure you make those appointments. Let's get some good sign-ups. Let's show Launch Jewel that we are big enough to host blood drives and support the community. But that will actually be an all-day event at the Cotterbach Gym. It'll be a 9 to 5 event, so it will be an all-day thing. So if you've just got an hour to volunteer to help us, sign people in or anything like that, greatly appreciate that. Also make sure you like Facebook page because we will be posting a lot of upcoming things on that page as well. Do I have any other slides?
No, ma'am, but when does sign up begin?
I will have the link live by Friday.
Perfect.
Yeah, question.
Restrictions, eligibility.
Yeah, I'm going to post those all on Facebook. So restrictions and eligibility, yeah, that's the biggest thing is really, believe it or not, there's only about 20% of people here that are eligible to donate just because we're international. And so those restrictions, that's exactly what I want you on Facebook because I'll post that long list of those things on Facebook. Good? All right.
If you're not eligible to donate, volunteer, free cookies and eggs, cookies and punch.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, the Ansbach Spouse Club. Spouses and Civilian Club. My apologies.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, actually it's supposed to be good afternoon. My name is Ellen Smith, President of Spouse Club. I'm going to briefly talk about two major things up here. One is the Civic Paint Night will be this Friday night. It is a couples one, or you can paint by yourself. You can do either or. There are still slots available. There is our information if you want to reserve a spot or have any questions regarding that. This up top tells you what's going on for the rest of the season. Our board year ends in May 31st, so this is the regular events that we'll be having on. I think I have one more slide. Yeah. This is our membership drive, 10 years for the rest of the year till May. We have our luncheon coming up on the 17th of February, and I have several. This is the one I want to hit the most on, these two right here. Scholarships still open. Please make sure you don't miss the deadline. The deadline is March 27th. After that, we will be meeting as a committee to designate who gets awarded what. The major event that we have coming up is the Easter egg hunt. Please everybody notate on your calendar, this will be March 28th. We will have our first information meeting tomorrow here at the Steuben at 9 o'clock. So if you did unfortunately get an email but would like to attend, feel free to contact me after this or email me so that I can let you know what's going on. We are looking for volunteers in the community. This is such a big event that we're always looking for someone to help us out, whether it's your organization that was willing to put in some volunteer hours or whether it's you personally wanting to volunteer for this. And I think we are still looking for volunteers at the thrift shop. We are always looking for volunteers, especially since we're fixing to flip next month from winter to spring. And with that being said, we have one more slide, and that is showing what we have. It's not popping up? Okay. Well, we're showing what we were having. We have showing some of the things and items we had at the thrift shop, because we know we have a masquerade ball coming up. Not ball. Dance for the elementary school, and certain organizations here will start having their formal balls. So when in doubt, check the thrift shop out to do your shopping needs first. The money does go back into the community. And that's all I have. Pending any questions? No?
All right, thank you, ma'am. Got two more. Service Credit Union.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean Davis, Service Credit Union. The only thing I have to put out is on the 17th, we will not be in because President's Day is going on. Any questions?
All right, thank you so much. Community debate.
Hello, Mike Booth from the Community Bank here in Ansbach. Just wanted to bring something up that we've recently been seeing that there's an increase of currency that we're receiving that has been defaced, which means it's been drawn on, colored on, written on, coming through deposits that we receive. And in fact, by the U.S. Code Title 18, Section 333, it is illegal to do that. Those look like this. We can't tell you what to do. Mainly agencies that dealing with cash should not accept that currency, refer the customers to us, and we'll see that we can take them out of circulation. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Don't draw on your money. Garrison, commands, some closing comments, sir.
Before I close, I'd like to just ask our mission units for either 5, 4, 12 cab. You guys got anything? Again, thank you for being here. Yep.
No, thank you for everything you do for the community.
Yeah, the partnership's wonderful, so it really is helpful to have good partners in our mission units. We are the best known town in Europe, and that's why the involvement of the community, all our directorates, our agencies here, and the units. So that is all I have for this month. Again, don't forget next month, Housing Town Hall Focus. So we'll cover that at this same time slot. We will be live streaming it, and we're going to have the ability that if somebody submits questions online, we'll get them answered immediately.
All right, thank you so much. If you have comments, concerns, questions, survey box is in the back. Don't forget, housing focus, 4 March. Be here. Thank you.